Okay. Hello, everybody. I am the fucking bear, and this is Midnight Shift. Strafe and stuff, and interact and use your flashlight. All right, sounds good. Oh, oh. Already, I like it. Already, the aesthetic, the graphics, the weird VHS shit. I like it already. Storage room is locked. All right. Sleepiness is a safety hazard. All right. Storage key is missing. I'm pretty sure that's not what that says. Even if that's another language, that's way too many characters just to say whatever. For a second, I thought those were amnesia boxes. Okay. I don't... Well, I mean... They're mannequins. Okay. I thought it was like a sculpture someone was making, because that's a little too small to be it. Maybe it's a... I would say it's a child mannequin, but I ain't seen no kids with boobies that big. I mean, kids do have boobs. I know for some weird-ass reason, society wants to pretend that on a girl's 18th birthday, the tit fairy shows up and gives her tits. That's just not how it happens. But, so, whatever. What? What am I supposed to be creeped out by? I can't. Were you standing there the whole time, lady? Now, wait a minute. Why is it that you're like a regular sized lady, but I'm pretty sure the, like one on the table was a little smaller. Oh. How are you staying up? Yeah, see, look, why is the blood pulsating? See, look, compare... Holy crap, that's a nice ass. Compare size. And then... That's a little bit smaller, I think. I mean, it seems to me. Y'all want to go help her? You left her out in the rain. Am I the only one that thinks that female mannequins in video games are creepier? And I think the reason for that is it's a natural reaction. Even though it's a fucking mannequin, it's just a natural reaction to be, for any heterosexual male to be drawn to boobs. I mean, it does. I'm not saying it to make us sound like a pervert. It's just how we're built. You know, I mean, it's no different from a woman would be drawn to, you know, abs and whatever the hell else women are attracted to, wallets. I'm such a dick. Well, I mean, she wants to give me head. That, I mean, there's really no two ways around it. That's, I mean, the symbolism. My whole not a pervert cred is like diminishing with every single time I open my mouth. Alright. What we got here? Please clean up at... Well... I mean, are you talking about after I jizz on the mannequins? That's what you mean? I've given up on trying to seem like a kind, noble, respectable man. Alright. I don't want to turn around. I do hope the mannequins don't chase me. And I don't mean that like in the traditional, oh, I hope this doesn't happen because it'll be scary. Woo. I think that the whole scariness of mannequins is that they don't move. Or at the very least, they're like, you know, your weeping angel types that, is Doctor Who scary? I'm going to be honest, I've never watched an episode of Doctor Who in my life because, I mean, it just never really caught my fancy. But, I mean, that's what they do, those weepy dudes. Is it just like a generic, like, kind of thing you might see in another show with, like, supernatural elements? Or is there actual scariness to it? So it just didn't, the thing is, it never struck me as a kind of show that would have scariness in it, and yet the, hey. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I think that scare would have been 100 times better if you didn't have the sound effect. Just my personal opinion. There's times when a sound effect adds to a scare, but that time it didn't, because I hear the sound effect, it makes me jump a little, and then I'm just waiting to figure out why it happened. So when the things actually did fall, I didn't care anymore. Having them fall without a sound effect would have been way creepier, in my opinion. What are we looking at? Oh, okay. I was wondering what you were pointing at. Oh, from what I gather, that show is old as fuck. Oh, what the shit? That show is old as fuck, and like, they like change the dude like all the time. So that they, isn't it like to carry on like a plot that's overarching, but a lot for the fact that actors age? I don't know. And I seem to recall reading once that there's apparently like a few seasons from early on that don't exist anymore. Like, they're lost. You know, the idea of lost episodes and lost movies has always fascinated me. Because, what? Alright. The reason it fascinates me is that... Oh! Okay. We know about your... What's my problem? I don't even know about my problem, so... and I don't mean like the idea... Sometimes, like, a movie or whatever that was thought lost, because, like, basically what it is, what I'm talking about is, like, you know... Oh, you're wiggling! I'm just gonna look away from you for a minute. Like, nowadays, anytime a movie is made, there's like all kinds of backups and digital stuff. Back then, that just wasn't a factor. They didn't have that shit. And so sometimes, especially movies that were lesser known and didn't get as much play, you know, every now and then, like, you know, some, like, projectors, they tended to catch on fire back then. That's just a thing they did. And, you know, it's possible that, like, every copy of a movie just happens to, especially like more independent films where maybe there was only a few copies in existence and maybe they couldn't afford to make multiple copies. But anyway, the idea of like a copy, like a missing, like a lost movie being found, fascinates me, not necessarily because of the idea of like finding it and then, oh, you can get money for it and anything like that. Just, you know, the idea that there's movies out there that are thought lost to time that you never know might exist in someone's basement. You know, like a hidden treasure. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Be kind, rewind. Backspace. How do I rewind? Credits. Check out my other works. I will someday. I don't have internet. I'll do it next time I go to the library. Edmonton Digital Arts College. Your people. Special thanks to Sinjin. All right. I gotta say, that was fucking amazing. That was just... I wish it was longer. You know, that's obviously always going to be the thing. Because, like, it was just getting... Like, I don't want to say it was just getting good, because it was good pretty much from the get-go. But it was just... It was like... it was fever pitch. Like, I was fucking reaching a point where I didn't want to fucking continue. Like, that's why I started going on a ramble about lost movies. I wanted an excuse to stop playing for a moment. So it sucks that, like, just as it reached that point, and sadly this is 2016, it says down there, and so I'm assuming they never went further with that, but, like, just the aesthetic of it, and maybe, like, that's not that difficult to do, adding, like, a VHS effect like that. And I think that's one of the things about aesthetic, is that there's a lot of things in games, especially horror games, that may not be hard to do. What's hard is choosing when to do what. That's why, unfortunately, you get a lot of indie games, like indie Unity games, where it's just going through the motions of different types of scares, because the developer learned how to do this, they learned how to do that, they learned how to do this, they learned how to, you know, and just because you know how to do something doesn't mean you should. And good game design, especially in horror games, comes less from, like, your knowledge of the engine and your knowledge of like how to script and how to code and all that junk, and more about, like, what to do. It's not how to do it, it's what to do, and when to do it. So I don't know if that effect is even remotely hard to make, but it added to the atmosphere big time. So I enjoyed it. I'm gonna check out. I'll remember to check out this person's games. See what else they made, if they made anything else that was good. But until then, that'll do it. Thank you all for watching.